This week on Cooper's Corner, we are headed north to Montana. First stopping off at Bonners Ferry, we'll head to the city of Libby, Montana, where we'll spend 2 nights and explore all that this area has to offer in nature and in history and the beauty that surrounds this great state of Montana. We'll head north to the Canadian-Montana border, where we'll explore Eureka Montana and the Flathead Valley. So come on along. And if you like this channel, please like and subscribe and ring the notification bells.
You got this. Keep coming. You're good.
We come to the last town that we're going to explore in Idaho on our adventures. And we come to the town of Bonners Ferry, Idaho. Bonners Ferry originated as a river crossing point for the Kootenai River. And in 1864, a man named Edward Bonner established a ferry to transport miners and their supplies to the gold rush that was happening in British Columbia. The town was formally established in 1893, developing around the ferry and the trading post activity.
Loves to do the chalk on the sidewalk. He would have a ball.
Yeah.
Where is he? We need him.
Well, he's a ways away.
He's in Washington.
He's in Washington. So what days are those this weekend or?
Yeah. Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Lots of events and things going on. Golf tournament. There's a fun run. Street dance. Friday and Saturday.
River rafting, you name it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lots of specials at the restaurant.
So you guys live here?
Yes.
So what makes this town this town? I mean, where did it start?
We are it's so friendly.
It is.
I mean, it's just a live and let live kind of a community.
Friendliest town in the state of Idaho.
Yeah.
Really?
It's named the friendliest
Yes.
town. It's
Wow.
great people.
So
It's named one of the
Huge
friendliest people.
community.
was it named Bonners Ferry because?
Captain John Bonner had a ferry on the river. They used to ferry logs
Okay,
down the river. You
Okay.
should check in at our museum. It's amazing.
definitely will do that. So,
Yes, down at
Yeah.
the end, right
Yep.
down here.
what a great little town, though.
Yes, thank you.
Boy, Noah would like this.
Cool. Look at that. I love the flowers. Oh, look, and she's drawing a fish. Watch out, I'm going over there. Cool.
Wow, great job, guys.
Thank you. Great, it's a day.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and hopefully it won't rain for a while. Idaho.
That's cool. Oh, here's Bluey. Just for you, Noah. Bluey. Bonners Ferry is the largest city in and the county seat of Boundary County, Idaho. The population was 2,520 at the 2020 census. The Port Hill-Reichert's border crossing connects Bonners Ferry with Creston, British Columbia, Canada on the Kootenai River. One interesting fact we learned was that on September 20th, 1974, the Kootenai tribe, headed by Chairwoman Amy Trice, declared war on the United States government. Their first act was to post soldiers on each end of the U.S. highway that runs through the town. They would ask people to pay a toll to drive through what had been the tribe's aboriginal land. The money would be used to house and care for elderly tribal members. Most tribes in the United States are forbidden to declare war on the U.S. government because of treaties, but the Kootenai tribe never signed a treaty. The dispute resulted in the concession by the United States government and a land grant of 10.5 acres that is now the Kootenai Reservation.
All right, we made it. We're in Libby, Montana, which took us probably like 4.5 hours, but we stopped in Bonners Ferry, checked out the town, cruised. We didn't rush, but this is what it looks like here. Let me give you a little tour. So we're all settled in. Site 33. So yeah, this is home for 2 nights, and we're gonna be checking out the area, and we're gonna go back to Troy. There's a cool waterfall that we're gonna hike to, and then they got a suspension bridge that goes over the river, and lots of stuff to do here. There's a dam right outside of Libby that we were told you guys must check it out, so it must be an old dam. And but yeah, 2 days we're gonna knock this thing out, so super cool. So I will see you probably at the falls. So we're on the trail to the swinging bridge. We are off of Highway 2, just about 5 or 6 miles from Libby, Montana. And this is called, you pronounce it, Sherry?
White sturgeon.
No, the
Kootenai
River, which this area was settled by miners in 1880s. The Blackfeet Crow Indians, I believe, occupied this as their winter camping. As soon as gold was discovered here, settlers came in here. Up until that point, they were afraid to settle here because of the Indians. And they came, prospected, and it all built up. So what a gorgeous place. Not gonna believe this. Wow. Look at that. That is gorgeous. This is just for you, Noah. This is so cool.
Beautiful.
If you're coming through Montana, going through Troy and headed to Libby, you got to stop at these falls and this bridge. It's really cool. The river is gorgeous. And what's unique about this place is we were kind of reading up on it, and guess what started the town of Troy? Mining. And what's amazing is that settlers were afraid to settle in this valley because of the Indians back in the 1880s until they found gold. And the prospectors came, and the prospectors didn't care, and they settled this, started a tent city, which soon developed into this town of Troy now. So, and there is the Troy mine that is still operational today. We tried to check it out today. There's no way to get access, but we're going to do some research on it. But it's amazing how mining is such a huge part of building the Western history as we migrated to the West Coast. It's amazing. So.
Stop yourself.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, I can't hold on. Ah! Just kidding. Dang, Ma.
Libby Dam is a concrete gravity dam built on the Kootenai River in northwestern Montana. The dam was dedicated on August 24, 1975. It is west of the Continental Divide. It stands 422 feet in height and has a length of 3,055 feet. Libby Dam created Lake Kootenai, a reservoir which extends 90 miles upriver with a maximum depth of about 370 feet. 42 miles of it is in Canada, in southeastern British Columbia. Lake Kootenai was named for the treaty that was developed between the Kootenai Indians, the Canadian government, and the U.S. government to build the dam and form the reservoir. It was the fourth dam constructed under the Columbia River Treaty.
In order to make way for the dam, the town of Rexford was relocated and a new Flathead railroad tunnel was dug. Construction began in 1966 and the reservoir was available for filling in mid-1973. The dam is operated by the United States Army Corps of Engineers, and at full capacity, it can pass over 160,000 cubic feet of water per second. Libby Dam's powerhouse contains 5 turbines and is capable of generating 600 megawatts.
morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're on the road again,
On the road again.
but we don't have very far to go.
70 miles.
We're just cruising, enjoying the scenic byway.
So we just spent 2 nights. Libby, Montana. Really cool town, pretty small. We got to go to those falls and the swinging bridge. That was cool.
We were at a beautiful campground, so quiet. You could hear the trains in the background at nighttime.
Right along the river. It was really cool.
Real nice.
So, but today is Thursday. No, today's
Today's
Friday.
Friday.
Woo!
Man, the week's gone by
You know,
fast.
you never know what day it is when you're retired because you really don't care what day it is.
What day or time?
So, but yeah, so we're headed to north of Eureka, Montana, which will be right on the border of Canada and Montana. We're going to be staying at a place called Indian Resort. It's a really nice place. It looks like it's a great resort. Where we're going now is going to be prime stargazing in Montana. There is no cities, no lights, and so we're excited. We're hoping that the moon's supposed to go by next week. Should be no moon, so we should have some really cool stargazing. So
Hopefully.
I'm anxious to try out my camera because it has a time lapse for stargazing, where I can set it up on a tripod, and it will do the stars as they rotate on as the Earth rotates, and then put the star trails on it. That should be really cool.
Yeah.
So,
It'll be nice.
but everything's going great. We're having a blast. Truck is doing great, knock on wood. But Big Red is just humming, hauling this big old Bertha butt on us. It just doesn't care. So, but all right. Well, we'll see you down the road here.
See ya.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Hi, buddy. Hi, I love you, buddy. How you doing? Oh, yeah. You're pretty. All right, here we are. What do you think, Mom?
We'll see.
We are going on a rail-to-trail bike trail that's going to go from Issaquah. Going to go from Eureka to Rexford. And this is Saturday morning, and we are excited to hit this trail. All right. We are in Eureka, Montana. Not Eureka, California,
Not Eureka, Missouri.
but
Montana.
Eureka, Montana. We're about 5-6 miles to the Canadian border. And we're here to explore this place and figure out what it's all about.
Eureka, Montana, in the Tobacco Valley, has a history rooted in logging and its connection to the Great Northern Railroad.
The arrival of the railroad in 1904 facilitated the export of timber.
The Eureka Lumber Company, established in 1906, played a significant role in the town's economy, initially by floating logs down the Tobacco River.
In the 1950s and 1960s, Eureka became known as the Christmas tree capital of the world due to the abundance of Douglas firs. The William Fuchs General Store was established in 1903 in Rexford, Montana. Fuchs served as Rexford's postmaster in 1903 and passed away in 1945.
What's unique about the Eureka Museum and grounds is that many of the buildings that we are looking at, including this general store, actually came from the town of Rexford, Montana. In the 1960s, the federal government began plans on building the Libby Dam, that same dam we saw earlier in this video. And because of the dam, Rexford was going to be far underwater, and so the federal government paid to have Rexford relocated. Today, the new Rexford sits on top of a hill overlooking the lake that was created by Libby Dam.
Thanks to those that preserved history and saved these historical structures that would have been forever lost to modern progress.
Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Come on, Mom, we're like 8 years old. Look at this. We ain't old people. Not old. They'll be close to about 15 feet long.
This is what Noni's in the backyard.
That's what I'm calling.
Party.
Go all the way down.
Well, as we come to the end of this leg of our journey and being in the Flathead Valley and digging into the history of Eureka, we've enjoyed discovering what this town is about. And Eureka is no different than any other town. And Sherry and I, we love to dig into who started this town, what made this town what it is. And every town has a story. And in so many cases, it also has the story of how they've declined as that which started the city fades into the past, and they're left with either a ghost town or they adapt to the new future.
As the sun sets on our last night, we prepare for the road ahead. Indian Springs Ranch is an amazing place to stay while visiting this area. We truly enjoyed our evening walks along the trails and spending time with the horses. The sunsets here are breathtaking. God is so amazing, and to witness all that He has created is such a blessing. Each day brings new discoveries, new beauty, and new grace. And so we hit the road with peace in our hearts, knowing that we are held in His hands.
Next time on Cooper's Corner, we're headed to the historic town of Whitefish, Montana, and we'll visit the historical train depot. We'll go downtown and look at all the shops and all the bustling that is going on in this town. And then we'll take a drive around Whitefish Lake and view some gorgeous ranches. We'll head to Kalispell. We'll head into old historical Kalispell and dig out the rich history of this town. And we'll also show you the new city of Kalispell as you've never seen it before. We'll go down to Flathead Lake and travel around this 62 miles of shoreline. We'll visit the town of Big Fork. This town is action-packed for such a little town, and we had a blast exploring. And we found the mother lode of the Huckleberry Preserves. And we visit Eva Gates' preserve business that has been operating for 76 years. So don't miss next week's episode of Cooper's Corner on the Road. The scripture of the week comes from Lamentations 3:22 through 23. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will hope in him. May you have a great week, and I pray that each and every day you will make Christ the center of your day. God bless you, and we'll see you next week on Cooper's Corner.